Sun cast a shadow, a digital line is coming over the mountain and over your mind. Double down your Bitcoin, hang on for the ride. We're moving into the future, one block at a time. We're moving into the future, one block at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Coin, documenting the ongoing history of blockchain and cryptocurrency. As always, I'm your storyteller, Jason Cassidy. Today I'm going to take you for a journey around the world, looking at some of the most prosperous places on Earth that have developed into blockchain hubs. These countries, territories, cities, and towns all have one thing in common. Over the years, they've emerged as centers of innovation and investment into the nascent cryptocurrency industry. A place where aspiring entrepreneurs can ply their craft without fear of censorship or nonsensical laws being forced upon them by outdated politicians who are long past their expiry date of usefulness. This is the story of crypto capitals. The history of crypto capitals is a recent one, dating back to Bitcoin in 2009. And in the early days of cryptocurrency, the community was pretty small, consisting of mostly a handful of enthusiasts and curious developers who are working on the technology. There really wasn't a need for locations to pop up on the map that catered to blockchain tech because, frankly, there just wasn't enough people using the technology at the time to justify such a movement. That being said, there were some small pockets of entrepreneurs forming around Bitcoin in the early years in places like London, New York, and Tokyo. This was basically the landscape from Bitcoin's launch in 2009 up until 2012, when one of the first real blockchain and cryptocurrency hubs took form over in San Francisco. And this was predominantly due to the large number of early Bitcoin startups all launching around the same time, including Coinbase, which was founded in 2012. Coinbase quickly became one of the top crypto exchanges in the world, which helped it become a household name in the blockchain industry. Other notable startups that helped put San Francisco on the blockchain and crypto map include BitPay, Kraken, and Ripple. It was more than just some successful startups that gave San Francisco that it factor when it came to crypto. They also had a thriving grassroots movement taking place. Meetups and conferences were a big part of the scene back then, with San Francisco even laying claim to one of the first ever Bitcoin meetups, which was held in January of 2013. When you factor in the city's tech-focused culture and its proximity to Silicon Valley, one can see why it naturally formed into a watering hole for all things crypto back in the day. A few short years later in 2014, it was time for another financial powerhouse in the US to gain relevance within the cryptosphere. That's right, the Big Apple itself, New York City. This movement was kicked off when the New York State Department of Financial Services announced that they were developing regulations for Bitcoin and other virtual currencies, a concept that at the time was pretty foreign to most people. This decision put New York City on the map as a hub for crypto compliance and regulation, and unsurprisingly, a large number of startups flocked to the city in hopes of taking advantage of the newly formed regulatory framework. A year later in 2015, the New York Stock Exchange announced they were releasing a Bitcoin price index, a move that helped cement NYC's reputation as a center of cryptocurrency finance. At the same time, north of the border, another famous city was beginning to make some serious blockchain noise: Toronto. Canada's best-known city gets its place on this list by virtue of producing some of the best blockchain talent the industry's ever known, including the co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin. Interestingly enough, while Vitalik was working on founding Bitcoin Magazine and ironing out the finer details of Ethereum while attending the University of Waterloo, I was literally right across the street working at BlackBerry headquarters. My own journey in crypto would start around this time, and we weren't the only two Canucks with big dreams for the world of cryptocurrency. Toronto produced a lot of great talent around this time, and given Ethereum's explosive growth due to popularizing ICOs, smart contracts, and the ERC token standards, one could argue that for a while, Toronto was the epicenter of crypto. I vividly recall going to one of Sunny Ray's Bitcoin meetups held at the Mars Discovery Center and being in total shock and awe at the size of the turnout. It was a massive conference room that was so packed it reminded me of a popular bar on a Saturday night. The energy in that room was just electric.
Toronto, when Ethereum first was introduced to the market and was in its infancy, there was this really exciting explosion around the Ethereum ecosystem, largely because Vitalik was still living in Canada. Since then, Canada has taken a more conservative approach towards digital asset innovation. A lot of the innovation has moved to jurisdictions that have more clear regulations around digital assets. Toronto continues to be an international hub, but has lost a lot of the explosive innovation that was here at the beginning days of Ethereum.
In 2016, London became a major player in the cryptocurrency industry, with many top investors and companies setting up shop in the city. This was in part due to London's established financial sector, which made it a natural destination for companies to gravitate towards if they were focused on institutional banking and trading. At the same time, the Swiss town of Zug, which had already established itself as a hub for fintech startups, began attracting cryptocurrency companies due to its low taxes and friendly regulatory environment.
The Swiss city of Zug is known as Crypto Valley. It is a hub for startups dealing with blockchain.
It's a revolution coming, I think. Crypto Valley is part of it, and we thought, okay, we can wait, or we really involve in these questions. And it's much more interesting to involve in these questions. It's not very intelligent to be defensive. We have to be offensive in these questions. I think that's the main point.
Dubbed Crypto Valley, Zug quickly became a hotbed for cryptocurrency investment, with powerhouses like Ethereum and Shapeshift setting up shop in town. We don't have to travel too far to find the next crypto capital, and that's because the enchanting island of Malta was also looking to take its place amongst the heavyweights of the industry. Nicknamed Blockchain Island, it gained this favorable moniker due to its stance on crypto itself. Its tax-free status towards crypto, plus the fact that the politicians were viewing it as a medium of exchange. On top of this, Malta was the first country in the world to introduce an official set of regulations around cryptocurrency, blockchain, and DLT, or distributed ledger technology. This openness to technology led to some of the true giants in crypto moving their operations to friendlier shores in Malta, such as OKX, Binance, and BitPay.
Malta decided to create another pillar in its economy, or at least try to, way back in 2017. What we did was create a standard, and based on that standard, other countries followed. They set up this regulatory framework called VFA, in which they created a very high barrier to entry, which makes a lot of sense. This industry it's rife with scams and scandals, let's face it. What we did was set a barrier which was extremely high.
In recent years, Asia has emerged as a dominant force in the cryptocurrency industry. This is in part due to the rapid growth of crypto in countries like China, Japan, and South Korea, as well as a large number of cryptocurrency exchanges and mining companies setting up shop in the region. One of the key players in the Asian cryptocurrency scene is Singapore, which has established itself as a central point for cryptocurrency investors and startups. The city-state's business-friendly environment and progressive regulatory framework has made it a popular destination for companies that are looking to tap into the Asian market. Other notable cryptocurrency locales in Asia include Tokyo, which has a long storied history of tech innovation, and Hong Kong, which has become somewhat of a popular destination lately for cryptocurrency exchanges and trading platforms. And the most recent addition to this list has to be one of the hottest places on earth right now you could possibly set up a cryptocurrency company, and that would be Dubai.
Yeah, maybe I show you the most beautiful view in Dubai.
Yes, amazing. A new global tech hub is emerging in Dubai, drawing the ultra-rich and entrepreneurs.
Look at what Dubai was 20 years ago. It's almost like you're seeing kind of the pattern repeat itself, but for the next generation.
This burgeoning metropolis has quickly transformed itself into a crypto powerhouse, and with a very sensible regulatory framework and business-first culture going for it, the Gulf Tiger has become the go-to destination for crypto businesses and entrepreneurs alike. Having set up crypto companies there myself, I'll vouch for Dubai being a great place to do business these days. Between the seemingly endless opportunities and their pragmatic regulations, it really is an entrepreneur's dream locale if blockchain is the name of your game.
During COVID, almost all international financial jurisdictions were closed due to the lockdowns. Dubai remained open, and as a result, attracted a huge number of international entrepreneurs, asset managers, and builders. So over the past 3 years, Dubai has really grown exponentially in their pursuit to having an innovation economy and them being a competitive international jurisdiction for entrepreneurs and for investors.
As you can see, what makes the location of crypto capital isn't always the same recipe. Some places just lend themselves to different situations, whether that's a sensible government, a thriving startup scene, or an existing financial hub that decides to adopt blockchain and cryptocurrency into their ranks. Crypto capitals are rather fluid as well. One location that's very open towards blockchain and cryptocurrency today could turn very hostile towards it just a few years later. And this is because politics change, economies change, technologies change, and finally, people change. And while this ever-evolving landscape may annoy some who find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time, there is definitely something comforting about the fact that no matter where you are in the world, there is always going to be a state, city, town, or district that welcomes future cryptonauts with open arms. I hope you enjoyed today's stroll down memory lane. Until next time, have fun and enjoy life, my friends. I'll be back soon with another incredible story to tell you.